the overarching thing for me is like, if you know yourself, know thyself. It's like number one, because when you know yourself, you can love yourself. When you love yourself, you can love others. When you love others, they can love you. And so I think we get on this train of life with the what. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be there. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have a career. And we do the what really, really well. No one teaches us about the why. But when you can underpin it all and have a foundation of why, purpose, identity, and it's about what lights you up, it's about, to quote Marie Kondo, what sparks joy in your life. For her, it's chucking stuff out. She's made an amazing career out of it. But it's what sparks joy, what lights you up, what are you passionate about. When you've got your why, then the what is the execution, and the execution can be a million different things. It's not just the one thing. So I hope that that's helpful for people, but it's a complex process, which I think it's easier to drink sometimes, because you're like, oh God, emotions, feelings, blah. It's too hard. But like, come on, people. The best thing about being a human is feeling our feelings, and like having this emotional experience it's the bit in life. Like it's what makes us us. And if we're not feeling our feelings, then you're not doing the lived human experience bit. You're just ticking boxes, and like you're just tunneling through life. And it's so like, what I realized when my friend died is like, it is so short. It is so quick. We're here for a blink. And if we don't have our why down, you're just going to spend your life doing the what bit and then get to the end and be like, what? Like, what did I do? As opposed to getting, drilling down on the why and realizing you can live every day with a huge level of satisfaction and purpose because you know why you're here.
Yeah. I mean, I think in terms of like what you're saying and how I relate to it is that the process of giving up drinking is so much more than like swapping out a beverage or deciding not to drink alcohol. I mean, it really is this tender and transformational time of giving up your best coping mechanism and what you've been using to push down and numb all these sort of unsolved questions in your life. And once you've removed that, you kind of have to go through this period of, I mean, I'll ask women, and myself included, like, who am I if I don't drink? Like, what do I do for fun? How do I deal with my husband? How do I connect with him? How do I relax after a day of work? But also, what do I want? Because I've just been, I think most women, in the beginning, you drink because it's what you do socially. It's what you do as a college student and growing up in young 20s. And then at some point, we drink to tolerate the life we've set up or as our only reward. And you actually have to take a look at, okay, if I drink to tolerate my life, and that you could have a very good life that's just overpacked, or you have imposter syndrome, or you have something else. Once I remove the alcohol, what else needs to change and shift? And I mean, I think that's a universal experience.
It is. And I think too, like for a lot of people, a drinking problem actually isn't about the alcohol. It's about your inability, and it's not necessarily your fault, but it's your inability to deal with the choices in life that have led you to where you are. So we're the sum total of all of our choices, and how we respond to the craziness that life throws us. And I think what alcohol does is alcohol keeps you reactionary. It's like this reaction to life. It's not a response. Mm-hmm. And alcohol lets you cope with life, not deal with life. So the dealing bit is like processing the emotions, grieving the loss of my friend, accepting that I'm really talented. Like that was a big thing for me
Mhm.
to actually sit with my feelings about how I feel about having the label of talent. And I was so uneasy about it for a long time. But again, like this quiet confidence thing for me is what got me on board with who I really am in all of this and what I can do with that gift. This gift of communication that I have, my writing ability, like these wonderful tools that I've been given, I wasn't using because I was drinking because I didn't know how to use all of the tools. And so I think what happens is at a really young age, we get given a drink and that fixes, it's a temporary fix. And so we just go, well, that will do. And what we really need to do is to arm ourselves with like a range of tools to deal with the big stuff in life.
Yeah.
And one of those tools could be talk therapy or having a counselor, much like you have a GP or a doctor. When you don't feel great, you go to the doctor. When you feel like you're not coping or dealing with stuff in life, go and talk to a counselor who can give you some direction on the questions you should ask yourselves. Like counselors don't give you the answer, they just help you find the answer, right? So I just think if we can have these conversations and present these other options and these other tools, and link it to everyone do the work. Like your job is to know who you are and to figure out why you're here. That's your job. That's one of your most important jobs. Because when you do that, the expression that you can have and the impact you can have in other people's lives and in the world around you is endless and so exciting.